So there's going to be a lot of water and plants and beautiful stuff that we can do with watercolor there. And then we're also going to be going to South Lido Key and painting there as well. And meanwhile, Nick and I, we're not sure if we're going to be able to do it. We're looking into maybe getting some other things going as far as going out in boats and that sort of thing, but we're not sure if we're going to be able to do that yet. So I'm not going to announce it. I'm just going to say that's what we're looking into. But anyway, so go check out creatureartteacher.com/SRQ if you want to come and paint with Ronnie Williford and myself on March 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th. The tickets are going fast. We're only leaving about 30 spots open, and they're going pretty quickly. We're about halfway filled up. So if it's something you're interested in doing, then please jump in there. We'd love to have you. The last one that we did live was in Manchester, or it was in Cheshire, England.
Cheshire.
At Peckforton Castle. And that was another 4-day event where we painted plein air in England. And we filled that class up and we had a blast. It was a lot of fun. And so we decided we wanted to do it again, but we wanted to keep it domestic and stay here in Florida and paint. So that's what we're doing. So go check that out. Also, check out my Patreon page if you're interested. Go to patreon.com/AaronBlaiseArt, I believe it is.
Yes.
And if you can donate, it's great. It gives us the ability to create more videos and all kinds of great stuff. And at the top tier, you get an extra live stream per month. So we'll be doing that. Matter of fact, I think we're due for one. Oh, you know what I didn't do?
What did you do?
I didn't pull up Deep Thoughts.
Deep Thoughts.
Yeah, I got to pull up Deep Thoughts here. Keep the camera on me, not on my big screen. And maybe go to bookmarks. Deep Thoughts with Nick Birch. This is how Nick communicates with me. Oh, we started, and he just said we started a minute or two late on YouTube. So, hey, you YouTubers. Sorry about that. We started a little bit late.
Just a little bit.
That's because of our... I already bring that over there. And I got to bring my reference materials over here. Here.
Are those the photos I took?
Yep. I'm using those as reference.
Oh, snap.
Oh, yeah. And I'll get to that later. So, anyway, last week, what did we do? We did last week... We
did stuff.
Yeah, I showed you my approach to creating layouts and backgrounds for Snowbear. And since then I did another layout and some animation. And we actually got the first 4 shots kind of roughed in. 2 of them are done. The very first shot, I've got a thumbnail image in, and I wanted to share it with you. I want this third shot, which is where we first see Snowbear. The animation's going to stay, but I'm going to change the background altogether. And then the last shot, which is our title shot, is done. So you're going to see the image that we did last week, which is image number 2, shot number 2. And you're going to see it with effects and everything. It's really cool. I put a little camera move on it. And so that's what we did last week. It's neat. I wanted to show you how it cuts together. And then last weekend... I did the title shot. So let me play that for you. It's just the first 4 shots, but it's kind of neat. So let me show you again without me and Dustin talking in the background.
Sorry about that.
No, that's all right. Let me see. Window, view. Oh, it's... where is it? View, enter full screen. Boom, there it is. And I'll play it again, Sam. So there you go, the first 47 seconds of Snowbear.
Yay!
That's it. Let me close out of that. And then I'm going to jump over to here. So here's some imagery. Am I on the desktop?
Yep.
Good. As you guys know, I'm going to be doing a course in Procreate for you guys that like to work in Procreate on the iPad. I'm going to be doing an introductory course on that coming up. And I've been working in Procreate for the last week or so, doing some extra stuff. And I just wanted to show you a couple of images that I did in the last day or two. And they've been a lot of fun. And the thing I like about Procreate is that it forces me to work smaller and therefore a little bit looser. And I love the feel of that. And, because I'm, instead of working on a 32-inch Cintiq like I have here, I'm, working on my iPad. And so I like the mobility of that. And, I think a lot of you, if not most of you out there, are working in Procreate nowadays. And so I thought it'd be a lot of fun to be able to do that course. And as I did, I did the one last night I did is the Yellowstone Minotaur, the encounter on the trail with the coyote and the buffalo Minotaur. Or Minotaur?
Minotaur.
Minotaur.
Minotaur. Minotaur.
So that was a lot of fun, and I just got into the fun of the creature and all that kind of stuff. Oh, YouTube comment: be sure to stop at Marina Jack's in Sarasota for some good food. Yeah, Marina Jack's is a staple. It's been there forever. Marina Jack's was there when I was in college, and I'm sure it was there long before I got there.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's been around for at least 35 years. It's good. And then the one on the right, the black leopard in the darkness, I had a lot of fun doing that. And I thought it would be fun to demonstrate that in Photoshop, just to show you my thinking on how to do a black leopard in a dark background and kind of get that mood. And I thought it would just be fun to do. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Not in Procreate, but in Photoshop. And we'll do our regular stuff. So as usual, I've got my son, Dustin Blaise, sitting next to me.
Hey.
Yeah, and we're going to be bantering back and forth and hopefully making you laugh.
Oh, of course. I mean, what kind of a team are we if we don't do that?
That's right. Dustin, I'm sure you're going to get some impersonations from Dustin.
Yes.
And then we got Nick Birch in Sarasota, Florida, and he's going to be handling questions from YouTube and Twitch and some of the other platforms that we're on today. And so without further ado, why don't we dive in? I've got some reference. This is some reference that Dustin shot. There's a place that I try to go to each year, Montana Wildlife Inc. And we went out there this past season, and the owner there, Troy, he's got a lot of different Montana wildlife, but he's also got a black leopard. And it was a nasty, sleety, rainy, snowy, crappy day.
Yeah.
That day that we had scheduled to photograph, and so he's got an extra large garage that he has set up just in case of situations like that.
Well, they put that together like the last second.
Yeah.
Like it took them like
they had the stage built.
Yeah,
the stage was built ahead of time,
yeah.
And so so these are a couple of photographs that Dustin shot while I was sketching.
Yeah, these shots I took with my first camera, and that was the Canon Rebel T6 with the starter kit. And I think I was using that camera at least maybe a month before I took these photos.
Yeah.
So I was still pretty fresh out the gate.
I grabbed these because I really liked the attitudes in them. We've got like 1,000 photos of this guy. But I really like the attitudes in these three particularly, and I really like the one on the bottom here where he's just kind of side glancing at the viewer.
I was going to say the exact same thing.
Yeah, and I just thought it would be fun to caricature that even more, push it to be almost like a character, but keep the fur and the lighting and everything So the same. I'm going to push the shadows a bit more so it feels like he's emerging out of the shadows and into the light. It was kind of a toss-up between this one on the left, right here, and then these. But I think, what do you think, Dustin? You like the one down here?
Yeah,
I mean, I'm going to do a full body. I'm going to do a full body like this, but use this head.
Yeah.
That attitude. Do you like that one?
Yeah.
This one I was going to have him sitting. So like his head would be down like this, but his body would be sitting and he'd be emerging out of the shadows. But I think this is probably better. You agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Then that's it. That's what we're going to do.
So
let me get rid of this stuff so I can see what Nick has to say. I've got too many files open. Sorry, Nick. I'm covering up everything here. Got a whole bunch of stuff from Baffin Island, photographs from Baffin Island.
Baffin Island.
YouTube question: Procreate brushes are coming, right? Yes.
Yeah. So
yes. The other thing too, we Procreate in the new version of Procreate, and I'm not sure if it's the newest one or the one before, but you can import Photoshop brushes now into Procreate, and so I'm experimenting right now to see how much we have to tweak them. But my brushes, my custom brushes that we sell for Photoshop, they import into Procreate, and you can bring in the ABR file. So there is a little bit of tweaking, but they generally work pretty well the same, and it's pretty neat. The fur brushes work, and my original brushes work, and I'll be using some of those today. The ones that you can bring into Procreate. YouTube question: do you ever use free reference photos from websites? No, I don't. I try to shoot my own photos. Sometimes I'll Google an animal if I'm unsure about its anatomy, and I'll just get the information from all the photos, but I draw my own pose. So sometimes I'll do that. But let's go ahead and start let's start a new one here. So I'm going to go, I got to put these back up. What am I doing? Hold on.
What are you doing?
Hold the horses.
What are you doing?
Hold up.
Get back in the game.
Get back in the game. Let me get this one.
Will you show these live streams on YouTube again soon?
Yeah.
We're already live streaming on YouTube, aren't we?
Yeah, we already live stream on YouTube. So it's already there. So we are live streaming on YouTube, and they are saved every week. So you can see that. I got new glasses.
Nice.
$10. Publix. Nice.
They're not crooked anymore.
They're not crooked anymore. See that? But they're not as strong either, and so I'm not quite able to see my screen up here very well.
So you got new frames, but you need to update your.
Well, I like right here. I can see like that far, but if you get out here, it gets blurry again. Those dang old eyes. My eyes started going at age 40.
Mm. Great shots of the Black Panther. Let's go on. Do an impression of Black Panther. Wakanda forever!
Nope, not even close.
Nope.
Alright, let me get rid of that.
This is no place to die.
Oh, very good. So let's see. Let's do that 18 by 24 and do it. Come on. 24 by 18. Let's do it inches.
I got a question about Snowbear. How did you animate the snow in the first shots of Snowbear? Did you animate it on a separate layer, each speck at a time, or do you use a stock animation and place it on top of the animation layer in Premiere Pro?
I did it as stock animation. I didn't animate it. I downloaded it.
Are you planning on animating your snow in the future?
Yes, at some point. Yeah. Yeah, it's you set the blend mode in Premiere. You set for the snow because it's just what you get is snow on a black background, and so you set the blend mode on that to screen, and it automatically just composites it with the background that's there, which is the background I created, and then you get snow. It's nice and easy. I didn't have to animate anything, so it gives me the effect without me having to animate the effect. All right, so I'm going to darken this. So we're going to go with a slightly darker mid-tone this time. And I'm just going to start sketching.
I don't know if there's a similar question from what you got before from Deep Thoughts, but
So we actually, just real quick, we actually got an email from a customer about your crooked glasses. It really bugged them once they noticed it. They couldn't unsee it. I know, my glasses were like this all the time.
It's all make you look all
I just
drunk.
got used to it.
You look so drunk. Like, all right, we're gonna paint it right here.
Where's my
I think it's
iTunes?
things a bison. But the brushes that you used in the Procreate course, are you going to be selling those brushes in the future?
Yes.
Cute.
Yes. Yes and yes. All right, so let's get to it. Let's start drawing, shall we?
Dustin, did you see Star Wars 9 since the last stream? No, I have not. I still need to see it.
I'm just going to start with the head. I'm going to shrink the head up and then get the rest of the body, but there's something I really love about this attitude.
Valerian, is that right? The Panther special bundle? No, I think it's Vibranium.
What? What are you talking about?
Black Panther, Marvel.
Oh, nerd.
Nerd, yep, nerd talk.
Nerd alert. So there's, the anatomy on the nose. This is all opening right here. It's like a flap right there on the side of the nose.
Nose flap.
Nose flap. You can nose flap.
Your nose is a nose flap.
Your face is a nose flap.
Your butt's a nose flap.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, awkward. Yeah, I know the bears have something similar to that. Do a lot of cats and bears and
dogs, and that nose, that shape of the nose is very that same kind of flap thing happens across a lot of animals.
Is it a way to like fight against the cold or something?
I'm not sure. I don't know why the anatomy is that way. So here I'm just simplifying. I want to get a little bigger, maybe a little wider on the eyes.
Question. I drew the other day a lion from
That's great.
From your YouTube Lion Day from 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And it is of course not exactly like your lion, but I was wondering about the rights because a friend of mine wants to buy my drawing.
Yeah, go for it. I don't care.
I don't give a crap.
No, I think it's great. It's great.
It's great, although it could use a little more cowbell.
You know what I noticed in my latest video?
What?
And someone else mentioned it too.
What, the ad or the arm? The arm.
The latest YouTube video.
Yeah.
My breathing. I'm a fat breather.
No, nothing that will ever
someone
top.
else mentioned it. They said, "What's with your breathing? What's wrong with you?" I said, "I'm fat."
What's wrong with you? I'll never forget the time when I think I was setting up for the live stream or something. I was doing something with your computer, but you were eating a sandwich over my shoulder, and you were breathing so heavily, and I just ended up mimicking you. Just
sounds like a bear eating an elk.
Yeah, and we end up laughing so hard. You almost died laughing. You laughed for at least a good 10 minutes flat.
That's how I sleep too. I gotta lose weight.
No, you don't sleep like that. You sleep like.
I know, it's terrible. My apnea. Choke myself to death.
Yep, Kirk, Michael, that is correct. He is Darth Aaron.
Yeah.
Darth Blazer.
Oh, that body's way too big. Gotta shrink that down.
I know how you can fix that. Check this out.
Check this out.
Yep. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be laying you off the hook for that one for a while. Check this out. Which sketching brush do you use for the underlying digital painting? Is it a particular charcoal brush you made that's in your set, or just a brush that's already in Photoshop? Love your brush sets, and my subscription, y'all, are awesome.
Yeah, it's actually a brush that I made, and it's in my set number 1. It's set number 7, or brush number 7. It's my pastel.
You okay?
I can't talk. It's my pastel C brush. I use it for 99% of all my work. YouTube question: my hand's shaking when I use a drawing tablet. That's why my line's not so good. Do you have any tips for me? Stop drinking coffee. Get more sleep. No, you just got to keep practicing. Sometimes the position you're drawing in will help. So that's another option.
When will you draw a horse?
I've got a whole course on drawing horses.
Oh, but what are you going to do for live stream? I don't think you've done a horse on live stream.
I don't think I have either.
Yeah, I think that might be a thing to do next week.
Maybe. Maybe.
Aaron, what color would your lightsaber be? Sith or Jedi?
Jedi. I'm a good guy, man.
I think yours would be green. Do you give deep breathing lessons? Breathe in. And breathe out. Dustin, have you seen My Hero Academia's second half of the season teaser? It was so much freaking fun. I have not. I've only watched through the first season, I believe, and I haven't seen the new teaser, but definitely looking forward to it.
Get that a little bigger. At their head.
When you draw a buffalo or a bison?
They're the same. What?
But when are you going to draw one?
Oh, I actually did one for a live stream not too long ago. A few months ago when we got back from our trip. I guess maybe it's been a year.
Yeah. Are you talking about from the Montana trip?
Yeah, remember I did the bison going up the hill?
Oh, yeah.
That was a live stream.
I'm not going to lie, I forgot about that one because it was so long ago. Yeah, that's almost a year ago. Because when did we go last year?
Well, I can't remember.
Montana?
I thought it was April.
Yeah, it was like around April or May.
So I want a nice fluid kind of look to this. And the shadow coming across like so, like he's sticking his head out of the shadows. Maybe something coming down. He's up on a rock.
And if a buffalo and a bison are the same, then why the two different names?
Well, it's the same as a cougar, mountain lion, puma, catamount. Also elk. It's called an elk, a wapiti.
A deer.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of names for different animals.
That's cool. In the future, Aaron, draw a Sith horse fighting a Jedi donkey.
What? What's wrong with you people?
Random.
There we go. See, I just heard it again. My tongue, when as you gain weight and you get fatter, your tongue gets fat too. I think my tongue's fat.
Your tongue's getting fat. Does my tongue make me look fat? Question: do you stay away from or consume certain foods or drinks that help you with a steady hand and a clear mind when you're working on art?
No. I eat everything that I lay my eyes on.
How does a black leopard breathe? Grr.
through his nose. So I'm just kind of laying in some of the anatomy. Here. Here.
Hill. Love your work. Would you do anatomically correct drawings of sci-fi or Disney characters, like imagining their skeletons?
That's a cool idea. We actually used to do that at Disney because we wanted to understand the understructure of our characters anyway. Even though they're cartoon, we felt that we had to understand what their structure was, and so like Beast, we broke Beast's skeleton down and his musculature and everything.
Your drawing of the Yellowstone Minotaur is so awesome. I saw it last night and I love it. You're a pro artist.
Thanks, person. Who was that?
As Peter Bernau.
Thank you, Peter.
How about the Minotaur?
Minotaur.
Somebody else is suggesting a road runner for the future.
Road runner.
Amy.
Let me push this cheekbone here. Here. Let me get that cheekbone a little further out. There.
Kirk my glass. Is the panther looking for that naughty brat Mowgli?
Mm-hmm. YouTube question: how can I improve my line art, especially on paper and in Photoshop? I cannot draw long, confident lines. They are all wobbly, hairy, and sloppy. Well, one of the things is just try to get used to doing this kind of thing. Just draw like that. I try to lay everything down in quick dashes of line, like you see what I'm doing here. And when I tend to draw, it's all very. I try not to get really sketchy.
I
just try to lay things down quick and confidently, and that just comes with practice. So practice more. Go ahead, Dustin. Sorry.
Shutting up here. Do you find it better to draw the head first and then the body position, or the other way around? I find I have a hard time getting the proportions to work out.
I usually start with the head, and often I will draw the body too big. So I'll go back and reproportion. You saw me doing it here. And here I think I'm going to go with a bigger, showcases his head a little bit more. That.
Have you done a mix of animals yet, like otter, penguin, or cat hawk? This could be fun.
No, not lately.
But you have in the past. You've done like zebra lions and
yeah.
What was another one? Like a tiger elephant.
Yep. 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 Okay, so I've got a rough sketch in. I think let's knock that back a little bit, and I'm just going to tie it down a little.
Hi, Aaron.
Hi.
Is the anatomy or skull structure of the panther different from a leopard, or is it only a variation of color?
This is a leopard. It's only variation of color. Same exact species. It's a recessive gene that makes it black. But you can still see, if you look at it in the light the right way, you can see the spots.
How old were you when you first started drawing?
I always say when I started drawing when Jimi Hendrix was still playing guitar and the Beatles were still a band.
I thought that was you're saying of when you were born.
No, I was. They were together when I was born as well. But I started drawing when I was very young, 2 or 3 years old. My parents really encouraged me, and I really don't remember a time that I didn't draw. And I've always been very serious about it, even when I was a little kid.
And that's when you met Walt Disney, right?
Yeah. Someone's going to go, oh my God, you met Walt Disney?
You met Walt Disney? How was it? What was it like meeting the one and only Disney? Do you have a leopard skull? If not, which of the skulls do you have that
Hand
comes
it to me
close
right
to
there.
it? Huh? This one?
Yep. Just don't lose that jaw. Go to the main camera.
Uh-huh.
Leopard. That's a leopard skull right there.
That's a leopard.
A leopard. So very similar to a lion, just much smaller, or a mountain lion. Give me the mountain lion skull.
This one?
Yep.
Oh, this one feels a bit heavier.
This one's real.
Oh, that's why.
So here's a mountain lion skull, right here. Here's a leopard skull. So you can see the mountain lion is smaller than a leopard, but they're very similar in their shape. It's just that the leopard's a bit more robust. They both have the pretty defined crest going down the top of the skull, which is for muscle attachment for the jaws. So they have a very strong biting power. But they're very cool. Mountain lion, leopard. Careful, careful.
Yeah, I'll just toss them across the room. That'll be fine.
YouTube question. 2 weeks ago, I finally saw the Northern Lights. Any tips to draw them digitally? No. I've never drawn them. I mean, the biggest thing about Northern Lights, I have drawn them, actually. I take that back. The biggest thing is making sure that, they glow brighter than the surrounding light. That's how you get the glow. If you look at I did a YouTube video a couple weeks ago on how to do a glowing object, and the same advice would follow for the Northern Lights.
Do you have any classes scheduled for this year in the U.S.? Latecomer.
Yeah. So March 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th, Ronnie Williford and myself are going to be teaching a plein air painting course. That's painting outdoors in watercolor on location in Sarasota, Florida. That's March 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th. So that's going to be our next live event. And we might be doing another one at the Repertory Theater here in Orlando, although we don't have that one planned yet. That'll be later in the summer. We did it last year, and it went really well. Really enjoyed that. I want to make sure we get that skull structure right.
I got myself a June's Anatomy lion model. Love it.
I have one as well, right there, the gray one.
Oh yeah. And it says the head and the tail are detachable to look at them separately. And is it useful to draw other big cats that aren't lions?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to learn how to draw other cats, I'm not sure I understand the question. Is it useful to draw other cats other than lions? Of course.
I think what he's asking is if he's trying to draw a lion.
Oh.
Can he also use other big cats as sources? Like if he's like at a zoo that doesn't have a lion, maybe that's my guess.
Yeah, or if you're using, I'm assuming he's talking about using the model for other cats.
Right.
There's going to be some similarities, but obviously other cats have their own distinct form, and so you have to familiarize yourself with that. Familiarize yourself with that. There you go.
Sound like you're about to say familiar size.
Familiar size. It's like my dad calls a magnifying glass a microfying glass. It's like, no, I don't think it's called a microfying glass, Dad. It doesn't microfy, it magnifies.
Moses O'Quilly? I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, sir. Side note, I live next to a buffalo ranch here in northern Colorado. I get mini bull skulls available. If you need bull skulls, I can donate some to you. Just connect with Aaron.
Oh man, I'd love that. Got one up here too. I would love that. Yeah, just contact us on our booking page at creatureartteacher.com. Thank you, man. That's awesome. Because I could always use that for reference. Hi, Aaron and Dustin. How are you? How are you?
I've been better. Help.
Aaron, do you still have some of your older works from the beginning of your career where you were still learning? Can we see them sometime? Greetings from Romania. I've got a few. I got to dig them up. Anything earlier than college I don't have because my house burnt down, unfortunately, when I was a kid, when I was in high school, and I lost all my artwork from anything before I was 17. But I've got a lot of artwork since then, and quite a bit from Disney.
Frank J. Ferrer says, I want to thank you both. I want to thank both of you for all the time you take to do these live streams and classes. Aaron, I have learned so much from you in the past 2 years, and I've seen a huge improvement in my digital painting. And thank you for the comments on the few digital paintings I have tagged you in. You're a huge inspiration, and yes, I always put my shopping cart back.
Good, man. That's awesome. I'm happy to hear it.
Aaron, how is Super V? And how is the stairs?
So, let me tell a story. So, Vedanta, I got up yesterday morning to take the dog out. And as I was coming through the kitchen, coming back in, I could hear, on the stairs, I could hear... And I'm like, okay, Vedanta's falling down the stairs right now. And as she was falling, I'm saying, please just be on your butt. Don't be rolling. Don't be rolling. Don't be rolling. So I get to the stairs, and she's in agony. And no, it's not funny. It's not funny.
It's a little funny.
And she's crying. And I said, okay, why are you crying? Are you crying because you're in pain? And where does it hurt? Or are you crying because you're embarrassed? And all of a sudden, she just stopped crying. I said, okay, why are you stopping crying? Why did you stop? And she just goes, it just passed right out. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, because I was like, why did you stop crying? And she goes, oh. And I went, okay. And so I got her head. I've passed out so many times, and I've had friends that have passed out. And so it just caught her head, and I turned her around, and I laid her on the floor. And her eyes are open, but she's out. And she's going like, Jesus. So I picked her legs up. And I asked her, I said, before she passed out, I said, did you roll down the stairs or did you slide? And she goes, I just slid. And so I knew she didn't bang her head or anything.
Right.
It shocked her is what it did.
Right.
So I got her legs up. If someone passes out, get their legs up above their heart, gets the blood back into their brain, and they'll wake back up again. And so that's what I did. I got her legs up, and she woke up in like 15 seconds. And I said, don't move, you passed out. She's like, oh, man. And so anyway, we got her up. She was fine. And I said, fine, are you good? Because I'm going to go back to bed. You take the kids to school. No, I didn't do that. But I got her up on the couch, and she rested. She's got a nice bruise on her butt. And
is that when I came over the other day and she was laying out on the couch?
Yeah.
Was it because of that?
Yeah. So a lot of people freaked out. You got to get to the hospital, but she was fine. She didn't have anything broken and no head trauma.
Trauma.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but maybe start thinking of when I did that sled jump.
Oh, yeah.
And bruised my tailbone.
Yeah. You have your ninja drawings. That's right. Nick just reminded me. I had a friend of mine that I did some drawings for when I was in 8th grade. We were into ninjas. We wanted to be ninjas. And he saved the drawings, and I saw him at an event, and he brought the drawings to me. So I do have those. I don't know where I put them, though. They're in my closet somewhere. All right, enough of the drawing on this thing. I'm milking this thing to death.
Time to get to the details.
Yeah. I've been talking about Vedanta falling down the stairs and not paying attention to what I'm doing here. I just turn that around, make sure. I'm not going to go too defined on here. We're going to go a little dark on that anyway. You know what? I think we need to go a little...
going dark.
Let's go a little bigger on these paws.
I purchased a Wacom tablet, but I haven't got the courage to hook it up yet. I think I would need something to prop it up to work on, as it is 24-inch.
Oh, that reminds me. Oh. Go to the camera.
Okay.
I got this in the mail yesterday. This is the new Wacom One Creative Pen Display. So it's a 13-inch Wacom Cintiq. You hook it up to your computer, and it's brand new. It's entry level. It's I think it's $400.
Really?
And
I think I saw that product at CET this year.
So I am going to be doing an unboxing of it when I get back from my trip next week. And we're also going to do a giveaway. Wacom sent this to me. They want me to try it out, and then we're going to do a giveaway next week probably. So it's very cool. I've already looked at it once, but I'm going to pretend like I'm just opening it when I do the unboxing. So it's very neat.
So is that like a monitor, like it doesn't have its own?
No, I have to hook it up to the computer. It's a pen display. Yeah.
Gotcha. Still nice though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, sure, there, bud.
Okay, let's move on here. We've been at this for 48 minutes, and I haven't even gotten to color yet.
We're moving on.
All right, so the reason I wanted to show you this is I'm going to start pretty dark. Darky. Yeah.
But to continue with the question from earlier about the Wacom, I think I would need something to prop it up to work on, as it is 24-inch. What do you suggest as a holder for it?
As a stand?
Yeah, as a prop stand.
They've got their own stands that you can purchase, but can you go to the...
Yeah.
studio thing.
Yep, it's there.
I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it in that view?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, I can see
I
the back
built
of it.
my own stand. I don't know if you're able to do that, but I built my own. Relatively easy. And the only problem with my stand is it's not adjustable. But I basically put it in the position that I always draw in, and I usually work pretty straight up and down like this. So that for me works well. But they do have their own stands that you can purchase. Twitch question: any general advice for taking an illustration to a complete finish? I feel I can only get halfway there. It's because you're living on a prayer. Hey.
Living on a prayer.
What?
I'm tone deaf.
No, it's just discipline, man. You got to discipline yourself to get all the way there, and over time you'll train yourself to see when you're done, to see when you're and to see when you're not finished, to see when you got to take it further. Sometimes you're going to experience, overworking a piece, which I've done many times.
Many times.
Many times. So I'm just laying in the basic dark of the leopard brown, and there's going to be parts that are going to be a little lighter, a little darker, but I start pretty dark. You can see here. You start pretty dark, eh?
It's pretty dark here, bud. Might want to pull out your lighter.
There we go. Okay. They're quite nice.
They're quite nice. Hey, by the way, I think winter's coming there, bud.
Hey, bud. All right, so laying this in. Winter's coming. Winter's here, baby.
Winter's here.
It's not cold now, but man, for Florida, it got pretty cold. We got down to 34 degrees the other night.
Oh yeah, I felt it the other day.
The other day.
Yeah, the other day, it was still like 36.
It was 36 when you went out photographing, right?
Yeah, when I went out there, yeah, I had like 3 layers of shirts because I don't own like a heavy winter jacket. I just have like a windbreaker and like some thin layered.
What about the stuff that you wore to
Montana?
Montana.
That was the windbreaker with like a thermo shirt underneath.
Thermonuclear or something?
Thermonuclear, yeah. Keeps you nice and radiated. But it's one of those like it's like those thin. It's like a thin sweater that you can you can wear under the windbreaker, and it just keeps the insulation in.
Gotcha. All right, so now I'm going to start laying in some other color. This is still just local color. There's some nice rich browns in here that I want to get.
It's quite rich there, bud.
I'm just going to start laying them in very lightly.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, how you doing?
Was there ever a creature that you had the hardest time trying to draw or figure out the anatomy?
They've all been hard. They're all hard until you understand them. Cats.
Which one would you say took the longest to figure out?
Oh, I don't know. I can't say because it's elephants. Elephants were really kind of complex for me.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Good job, buddy.
Good job. Here's a tweet. Will you do a course on how to draw in your sketchbook for your website?
Yes, we are going to be doing a course for that. We have other artists doing that for us as well. Manny Carrasco might be doing that for us. I'm going to be doing one as well. Can you hear me breathing?
Hi, Blaise guys.
Hi.
Hi. I was watching Aaron's videos on YouTube, as usual, and an older one came on about the importance of keeping sketchbooks.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately, I ordered one on Amazon and a small set of watercolors. Having that little sketchbook has helped me, and I haven't touched watercolors in 14 years.
Holy moly.
It's the little things that really make a difference. Thank you so much. Also, I used one of your pics as reference, Dustin. Awesome! Go for it.
That's great. I like to hear that story. I like hearing stories like that.
Yeah. I went, no! Now that I'm late, you're finally doing a Black Panther. No!
It's going to be cool.
Yeah.
So on the last YouTube video we did,
Yeah.
at 5:01, did you fart? I wrote back and I responded. I said, no, but it would have been a lot cooler if I did. It was funny. At 5 minutes and 1 second, did you fart?
Are you talking about the one of the hand gestures?
Yes.
The hands and arms?
Yeah.
At 5:01, did you go toot? Did you? Are you going to be adding the highlights in the same layer?
No. Nope. And that is no. I mean...
No?
Nope.
Sure was not a
nope.
No?
So here, I'm just going through this nice rich brown, trying to describe some of the form here. And then there's going to be a cooler highlight, and that is going to be on another layer.
Aaron, have you ever worked with pastels or pastel pencils? I got some today in an art materials subscription box.
I have really never. To say that I've done it is. I did it in college. I tried some pastels in college, and I struggled with it, and I've really never used them since. So, not really. Nothing to really speak of.
Oh, Erica Bay says, Dustin, your pictures are amazing. Thank you, Erica.
She was just kidding, Dustin.
Of course. Nobody likes my stuff, really. I'm just going to leave now. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Bye, big bird.
And V says, got my nails did, listening in the car.
We told him about you falling down the stairs. I didn't tell him everything. Just about you passing out.
You know, the good details.
Well, there was more to it. So, we're getting some nice color here. And we're going to darken the background, too. But I want to start... actually, I'm just going to go ahead and do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Do it.
Come on. There we go. Because it's so big right now, there's a bit of a lag here.
Yeah, I'm talking about doing a Birds of Prey course, and how's that coming along?
I haven't touched it. There you go. That's how it's coming along.
Also, have you thought about doing a quote-unquote, like, weird animals course?
No.
I love kiwi birds, but their anatomy is weird, and trying to find reference for them is surprisingly hard.
Yeah. You know, kiwis, their egg is 1/3 the size of their body.
What?
Yeah. And they squeeze that sucker out.
How?
I don't know. Let me show you something. It's amazing. Hold on. I gotta show you on here. Let me just do this. Kiwi with egg inside. Images. It's insane. Let me show you. Okay, let me just frame grab that so you can see.
You need to enlarge it.
I will. Okay, let me go back to Nick Birch. All right, let me open. Oops, let me go back to Photoshop file. Open.
Palpatine sounds like Aaron. Do it.
That's what we were doing. Oops. Oh, come on. Here it is. So here's a kiwi skeleton with the egg inside.
Jesus.
How do they squeeze that egg out?
How
That's
do
real.
They even
That's real.
carry that around?
That is absolutely real.
How are they not dead?
I know. It's insane how big the egg is on a kiwi.
Like where does the stomach fit? Where do the lungs fit? Where does the heart fit?
How does their little sphincter open big enough to let that thing out?
I'm not I'm just as worried about everything else inside. Cause
I know. It all gets pushed up into the chest area.
Oh,
all the
God.
guts and everything. It's insane. Yeah.
It sounds painful.
Yeah, that's a kiwi.
Can you imagine? That's like
It's a weird bird.
That's like a mother trying to give birth to somebody that's already in their 30s.
It's a mother giving birth to a 10-year-old. Yeah.
Oh, it's getting hot in there.
All right, so now we're going to go to another layer. I'm going to go on top of the drawing layer now.
Kelly Lewis says that the egg is rubbery when it's laid.
So there you go. Thank you, Kelly.
So it's not entirely hard, so it can...
Okay, gotcha. Kelly Lewis and I used to work together at Disney.
Oh, really?
Kelly's an awesome artist as well.
Kester Bennett has the perfect reaction. Holy Jesus! As far as computer hardware, any recommendations? Followed by, whoa, that's a big kiwi dump.
Say that again?
As far as computer hardware, any recommendations? And then followed by, whoa, that's a big kiwi dump.
Yeah, I do everything Mac based.
And PC.
You're too PC.
I would say that we're the modern PC versus Mac kind of rivals.
Yeah.
Like, you remember those PC versus Mac commercials?
I do.
I feel like that's us.
With Jason Long.
Like, you're a Mac and I'm a PC.
Or Justin Long, I mean.
Yeah. I'm Mac, I'm a PC.
I'll blow that up a little bit.
It could be a tumor. It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
At all.
At all.
At all. If I ever meet Arnold, the first words I'm going to say are, "Hi, how are you?" Very nice to meet you. I almost sound like a Wookiee.
Almost sound like a Wookiee.
Wookiee. Wookiee.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. Do you find PC operating systems is more unstable than the Mac?
Absolutely.
No? Not
Absolutely.
Really. Honestly, I say Mac is more restricted than PC. PC is perfectly stable, perfectly fine. It's all about the buyers that you get it from, or on how you build it if you build your own PC.
So, question: when will the Procreate course be available? Hopefully, in the next 3 to 4 weeks. Nick Birch is going to be coming up next Friday, a week from today, and we are going to start shooting it. And hopefully, we will have it edited soon after that. The editing process is what takes the time.
Dustin, could you do an impression of Aaron Blaise? all I can really do is check this out. There we go. Dustin's best impression is of Arnold. Best impression of Arnold is when he just grunts before the actual voice impressions. Come on, we got to go. I find Dustin unstable.
He is unstable.
You think? Dustin, Gilbert Godfrey.
Oh, God. Talk about nails on a chalkboard.
I swear, if I had to eat one more of those stupid crackers.
That was pretty good. He came into the studio one night. We're all working late. And he was one of the guests at the studio. And we're all working late doing overtime trying to get Aladdin done.
Yeah.
And, man, he just hit on all the women. That's all he did.
He's like, hey, I'm Gilbert Godfrey. Creeper. How you doing? Or does he walk up to him like,
hiya, toots! How about you and I talk more in the back room over there?
See, that's not annoying at all. That's a pretty good impersonation of him, though.
All you just gotta do is just yell.
Yeah.
And gotta speak. I think it's like almost like a New Jersey, like New Yorker kind of
it's totally
kind of accent.
Yeah. So I'm just doing this, the shimmer of his fur on a different layer, and I'm doing it lightly, not hitting all the values, the brightest ones yet. Dustin, you're wrong. I don't know what that refers to.
I don't know either.
Dustin, you are wrong.
About what?
Oh, it's about the computers.
About computers?
Yeah, I'm sure that's from Nick.
Oh, yeah. If it's green, I think it's from Nick.
Oh, gotcha. Sam asks, hey, hope you're doing well. I'm loving the live streams. I was wondering if you could give me a tip on how to keep every frame the same drawing in my animation. The drawings change every frame. Thank you. Well, first of all, they're supposed to change a little bit every frame, otherwise you don't get animation. But it really comes down to understanding your character a lot and disciplining yourself to draw it the same way. And one of the ways to do that is to design your character through simple shape construction. That way it's easier to put the character together.
Dustin needs his own show.
Yeah, he does.
I was actually thinking of making a new...
That darn cat.
That darn cat. I was thinking of doing a new YouTube channel, like, focusing on, like, photography stuff.
Yeah, I think you should.
Maybe make it a branch off of...
I'll run from the other side.
And probably make it a branch off from the main channel hub, which would be this.
Yeah.
Every intro of the video would be a different voice. Hi, how are you? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Sony.
How are you?
Hi, how are you?
That's the one that cracks me up. Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you? The Aaron and Dustin show, singing in the Itchy and Scratchy thing. What's Itchy and Scratchy? What was it? I can't remember Itchy and Scratchy.
Itchy and Scratchy's from The Simpsons.
Oh. Was that like that was like the Simpsons version of Tom and Jerry, wasn't it?
Yeah. And they completely destroy each other.
Right.
Cut each other's heads off and stuff.
Right. They're in the more mature level of Tom and Jerry of like what would actually happen.
Yeah.
Great idea for it, Dustin. Hi, today we'll be talking about pictures of choppers! Hi guys, I almost missed the live stream. What's the current painting about?
I'm talking about painting a black leopard against a dark background. So it's still just what you're concerned about here is just like in any other painting, it's all about value and how values relate to one another. Values meaning light and dark. You don't see anything unless you see a difference in values.
You're not a YouTuber if you don't start every video with, "Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel." That is true, or at least your own sort of introduction and outro for each YouTube video. I'd probably be like one of those, like the standard photographer YouTuber, like, "Hey guys, I'm Dustin Blaise, and welcome to a new photography YouTube video." You know, just trying to make it sound so calm and...
Hi guys.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
How are you? Or we can do it a way where it's like at first it starts calm, but then it like immediately like goes 180 and turns into like something you hear from a monster truck.
Yeah.
Like, "Hi guys, I'm Dustin Blaise, and today we're going to be talking about this camera here, which is the Canon 1DS Mark III." Beep, 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 beep. It's got great frame rate, including 60 frames per second. Oh.
You're a nut.
Oh, yeah. Should make that an April Fool's sort of thing.
It's kind of cool. So we're getting there. You can see him kind of coming out of the darkness here. The one thing I'm missing are getting those deep, rich darks. That's what we want to get in there next. So I'm going to put a layer on top. I'm going to set it to multiply. And I'm going to set this to a pretty dark color.
Hey, your brother's watching. So that's a great subject to demo, and I really love the dark background. What brush technique are you using for the background?
I just painted. That's one of my textured brushes. It's this one. Oh, which is my buddy's brush. I should just use my textured brush that you can buy.
Buy.
Where'd I put it? Oh shoot! I got it put away. Where is it? Water brushes, textured brushes. There we go. I think it was this one.
Hey Aaron, would you plan to draw a zebra for International Zebra Day next Friday?
I didn't know there was an International Zebra Day.
I did not either.
Sure.
Not only do we get art instructions, it's a comedy show. That's right. That's what these live streams are.
So
it's a
I'm
mix
going
of
deep,
fun and knowledge.
no fun and knowledge. So I'm going deep dark, and it's going to go dark down in here as well. I just got to get to it.
Hey, who turned out the lights?
So Uncle Travis is on there.
Yeesh. He is indeed on here.
Hi, Uncle Travis.
Hey there, little guy. Glad you picked a Black Panther today for National Peanut Butter Day.
There's a national something every day, it seems.
Oh, yeah. There's always something.
National Peanut Butter Day.
Is it pretty easy to load your brushes into Photoshop?
Oh yeah, super easy. Yeah.
Your
You go
brush
like
said,
this.
I am
You go
online.
up here.
Yes.
You got a brush preset manager, and then it's where is it? Load. Oh, you just click on them. That's right. You just click on them, and they automatically load up.
Uncle Travis said,
The
I'm
ADR
here for the
file.
free monster truck rally tickets. All his laughs and jokes until you ask Aaron if he saved the document.
Oh yeah, have I saved it? No.
No. You got to save it now, before you get to the chopper. Let's go. Hi, how are you?
Oh yo.
How are you? Bob Ross has a calming voice putting everybody to sleep. Dustin has 1,000 different voices making everybody laugh.
That's good.
That is my goal. How do you go about making your custom Photoshop brushes?
Well, you have to use your. You come up and you go to your define brush preset. So I have to create the brush first, and then I define it, and then you go and you mess with its parameters in order to get it to do the things you want it to do. It takes a little bit of work. If you go into my my course on digital painting, I take you through my whole process on how to create brushes so you can create your own. And that course can be found at creatureartteacher.com.
I can't load your brushes into Photoshop on iPad Pro. They went right into Procreate and they're super sweet.
Yeah, see, they work in Procreate, which is super awesome.
But it's odd that the brushes don't go into Photoshop on iPad Pro.
They should. I don't know why they're not doing that. Nick, investigate.
Nick, do the thing. So,
hey, I watched your armless hand video the other day. Wow, so helpful. Can you explain more on simplifying the hand structure itself? Yep, when I'm drawing hands. Right now I'm drawing a black leopard. Now, I can show you really quick. So, think about hand structure. Come on, come on, come on. So, if we got a hand, give me a hand, Dustin. So, you got a hand. Think of, here's the forearm. Whoops, there we go. Here's our forearm coming down, right? Here's our wrist. Okay, so first of all, your hand, you've got a paddle basically right here. And you could pretty much, along the outside of your hand, the side that the pinky is on, that can blend right into the arm like so. You've got a chunk of meat here, and then you got a chunk of meat right here. Obviously, that's your thumb. You come out this way, and there's your first knuckle on your thumb. Okay? And then also, your hand is shaped like this at the top. Come out here, thumb, like so. So there you go. So you've got your paddle, and the thumb is shaped like this. There's a knuckle here, and then there's the meat of the thumb right there. Then you can erase this if you want, like so. Now the fingers mimic this. So first of all, the pinky kind of turns in a little bit. First finger turns in a little bit, like so. And then you want to mimic that same shape right there. We'll just divide it up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? Now those are fat fingers, right? So let's draw our first finger coming down. Next finger, let's thin it out a little bit. That's your point, or your middle finger. Ring finger, like so. And then pinky curls a little bit, like so. So there's your hand. And we're going to break that up into 3. 1, 2, and 3. All right, so that's what your hand, that's how you should think about your hand. Now, if you want to draw it in poses, I think of it as a block, like this. And it's got a little bit of meat here and a little bit of meat here. And you can go, hey, here's my thumb coming out like that. And my pinky is coming up this way. And notice how I'm kind of just keeping things very simple. And then the wrist comes this way. See there? Like that. You can get any kind of pose if you think about it in these simple shapes. Let's get the thumb over here. Maybe it's turned in a little bit. Now here we'll have a special, there's our first finger. Comes in like so. There's our wrist. Now our fingers tend to spiral, like so. There's the first finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky. See how they spiral in? These are drawn very quickly, but you can see, you can do it fast if you just think about these simple shapes. Okay? Like so. And the other thing too, if you draw your fingers, let's say you want to foreshorten, finger coming out towards you. So knuckle. Your fingernail is shaped like this. It doesn't go all the way to the edge. It's like that. There's a finger pointing towards you. Like if I want to hold, if I'm looking like this, I'm looking at my finger right now, I'm pointing towards me, there's my fingernail like so. It just sits like that. And then once again, I'm thinking about this, my fingers as like a paddle. And my thumb comes in like so. And my thumb is shaped like that as well. Boom.
Is meat paddle the technical name for the hand?
Meat paddle. Yes, it's my meat paddle. And it crosses this way. Meat paddle. Like so. Then you get the other part of the meat paddle down here. Okay, I could go on about hands, but if you go to my anatomy course that I have, I talk a lot about hands. So check out my anatomy course at creatureartteacher.com. All right, so there's my quick lesson on drawing hands.
Now back to the panther.
Back to the panther. All right.
I never freeze.
Stay hydrated, my friends. Hi, Aaron. Do you have any advice on someone looking to go into something like a concept art career? Yes. Draw a lot of concept art. And, hold on one second. Sorry. There we go. It's hard to get into. It's a very, concept art is sort of like, it's like character design. Everybody wants to do it because a lot of people think in concept art and character design, you can just kind of do whatever you want in your own style and it's really cool and artsy fartsy like that. Well, that's not the case, really. You've really got to understand different styles, forms, all kinds of different things. And so there's a lot to it. And it's difficult. And like I said, there's a lot of really good concept artists out there, and so it's a hard field to break into. Please make more courses about animation. Yes, I will. Right now, I'm not sure if I've got my introduction to animation. And then I've got my acting for animation, if you're not familiar with that. I'm assuming you are. And we will be doing more on top of that as well, yes. Fun, fun, fun. I got to get the black spots in here as well. I'm going to do that next. So you can see once we start getting the the darkness in here, you start balancing out. You want to start balancing out the value structure. YouTube question. I am homeschooled. Do you have any suggestions for more guided practice? Everyone says draw a lot, but there has to be more to it than that. Well, yes, first of all, there's a lot of information on the internet that you can get for drawing lessons. YouTube, my website, creatureartteacher.com. We have a lot of stuff. Schoolism with Bobby Chu. There's a lot of great instruction there. So there's never been a better time in history to get information and educate yourself on any subject than now. And as far as draw a lot, there really isn't much more to it than that. It is draw a lot. But there is, when you can be exposed to other styles and other artists, that really helps you start to see the world a little differently as well. And your art.
Hey there, Achilles.
Hey, Achilles is here.
Hey, buddy.
My buddy Achilles.
Why is it not working?
What's the matter?
The...
Did Dustin just clam up all of a sudden?
There we go.
Dustin's not talking.
For some reason, I went away from the stream for a couple of seconds. And I
Oh,
come back.
messing around with your own photos, right?
No. I was just checking something, but for some reason it
Why'd you
was
call
having
me
a hard
butt?
time loading back into it.
Checking something, but
I was checking something. I was checking my butt. Oh.
butt dad? Did you just call me butt
Butt
dad?
dad?
But dad?
Butt dad?
Butt dad?
Butt dad?
So adding little details.
I'm out of questions.
We're out of viewers. Twitch question. Hey, just curious, you ever painted a dinosaur? I've drawn dinosaurs in the past, sure.
I painted them in real life.
That's how old I am. So I'm just getting a little bit more richness in our cat here. So you can see how that starts to balance out quite nicely.
You're quite nice.
They are quite nice.
Do you ever sell postcard size pieces or the pieces you do in your live streams?
Yes, if you go to pixels.com and keyword me, my name, you have the ability to, the artwork that I have uploaded there, you can get postcard size imagery.
By the way,
Pixels.com and then keyword search Aaron Blaise.
By the way, brother says you're a dinosaur.
I know, that's what I just said.
But he's saying it back at you. You're a dinosaur.
I know, that's what I just said. And he's a dinosaur right behind me.
This panther does not look amused.
Nope. He's very serious. And that's how this panther was serious at the time, remember?
Oh, yeah.
He was not having
He
any
was
of
a
it.
little cranky. Other than music and art, do you have... There's a sound. Other than the music and art, do you have other hobbies or things you like to do?
Oh, sure. When I was a younger man, I did a lot of water sports. We haven't done much lately as I've gotten fatter and fatter. But I plan on losing quite a bit of this weight and getting back out behind the boat again. As he laughs.
Have you messed around with Adobe Fresco at all?
I have a beta testing license for it, but I haven't had a chance to really use it yet.
What is that? What is Adobe Fresco?
It's basically their answer to Procreate.
So
But
basically
unlike
mo-
Procreate, where you can just buy it for what is it, $7 or something,
I don't know.
you have to subscribe to it on Fresco.
Gotcha. Because it's Adobe.
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 Adobe Photoshop. It's me, Adobe. When you do this, could you let us know which brush you use?
Yeah, I'm using this one.
Yeah, I'm using this brush.
This is my pastel number 7 brush in my custom brush, original custom brush set.
Do you use a reference for this painting? Thank you.
Yes. I've pushed his attitude and his caricature. Here is the reference.
Vive la reference.
Vive la reference. So you can see he's quite a bit different. I've pushed his features a little bit. But there's the reference that I'm using right now.
Yeah. Made by yours truly. Did it ever matter how much time it took to draw one frame for an animation?
Yes, it does matter. You don't want to be too slow because then you're costing a lot of money. So you want to make sure you're creating work at an acceptable pace. Our acceptable pace for us in animation was usually about 4 feet a week, which to me is still pretty slow. I was surprised that guys were doing a little, just 4 feet a week. 1 foot is 16 frames. So there were people that were doing like 4 feet a week. And I was able to average by the end of a film by about 10 feet a week.
If you were a dinosaur, what would you be?
T-Rex.
Stegosaurus. I've always loved Stegosauruses since I was little.
Stegosauruses.
Stegosauruses.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put some of the spots in.
Will you be adding the spots last?
I'm doing the spots right now. I just said it.
I just read out a question that was asked earlier.
Doing the spots right now, baby.
Are you going to add on spots last? Hey, Aaron. Do you still keep up on learning from your own drawings, or are you just winging it every time?
Say that again. Am I learning? I
Are
know
you still
everything.
learning?
I have nothing left to learn.
Do you still keep up on learning with your own drawings, or are you just winging it every time?
No, I still learn. I learn all the time. I mean, and I'm winging it as well. So, both. No, really, I really don't have anything left to learn. I'm pretty much, I know it all.
Uh-huh.
As soon as you start thinking that, throw away your pencil and your paper and your pens, because you've become an idiot.
Yeah. There's always something new to learn.
Always.
In fact, when I was working at...
Stay thirsty, my friend.
In fact, when I was working at Stereo D, and even working now, every time I work, I feel like I'm in school, because I'm always learning something new.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, yeah. If Mario's Adobe, what is Luigi? Procreate.
Amber on YouTube says, I love the relationship and banter between Aaron and Dustin. It's so much like the relationship between me and my 12-year-old son. We have a lot of fun, like you two being goofy. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, we're always like this.
Dustin and I have always been, along with Dustin's sister as well, we've always had this relationship. That's why I had kids. I had kids so I'd have someone to joke with and someone to do the dishes.
Well, not anymore. Well, you have other kids to do that for you.
Yeah, now I've got Vedanta's kids. It's really the only reason to have kids. Slave labor.
What's your opinion on Procreate? You've probably been asked that 100 times already.
Well, I'm doing a course on Procreate. I love Procreate. And I love that, most kids nowadays are using Procreate. They're not using Photoshop. And, Procreate is a much more affordable, Procreate and iPad are a much more affordable way to get into creating digital art. And I think that's awesome. Which is why I've been teaching myself Procreate and kind of applying my the things that I've learned over the years, and so then I'll be able to teach it with a new course coming out. There we go. There we go. How do you suggest studying your courses? I think there's a couple different ways you can do it. I think one is you can just watch it through. Don't worry about drawing. Just watch and listen, and then watch it again with pencil and paper, or digital device or whatever it is that you're using. Not all my courses, even though I use usually a Cintiq like I'm drawing now. In most of my courses, not all of my courses do you need a digital drawing device. You can follow along with pencil and paper. On most of me, like my How to Draw Animals courses and things like that, you can follow along on paper. My perspective course, my character design course, all of that you can follow along on paper.
Do leopards have more of a meat paddle, or is it more of a meat stick with small dumplings?
It's more of a meat paddle.
Or a meat paddle?
Yeah.
I would say like thick meat sticks, but with like extra large dumplings.
You want to see? I don't have it right now. Let me see if I can find it. Right here. Look at all these photos. First of all.
Oh yeah, I took so.
Hey, there's me drawing the cat.
Many.
We did a whole bunch of drawing live, but I've got some pictures of him where he's reaching down.
And all this was at 3 frames per second shooting.
Yeah, I mean we've got thousands.
And I'm sure you were just hearing me over the corner, just click, 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 click,
Yeah.
click, click, click.
But there's a shot where he's reaching down, and he's grabbing the side of the stand that he's on, and it looks like a human hand. It's really cool. I can't find it right now. I can't find it.
I can't find it. Come on.
Oh, right here.
Found it?
Look at his hand, his paw. It looks like he's just making a fist.
It looks like a knuckle.
Yeah, isn't that cool? And
Looks
that
like
it
he's
is. That's exactly what this is.
Looks like he's about to punch it.
It's the same anatomy as our own hand. See, that's where you get it. When you get into the comparative anatomy, he's actually making a fist. He's bunching up his toes, and it's very, very cool. Right there, very cool stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Ja, that's cool. Ja, that's wunderbar.
So I watched a really interesting, crazy documentary on Netflix. For those of you that are looking for something to watch, it's "Don't F with Cats," and it starts out as this guy that's posting. This is horrible. Maybe it's not the right subject to talk about, but it starts out as this guy posting videos of him torturing animals, which obviously I hate, and it's what struck me. First of all, I didn't want to watch it because I thought it was going to show the videos, and my daughter had watched it, and she said, no, it's nothing like that. But it's this crime documentary. This guy starts out doing this, and then these people get enraged. Obviously, we all would get enraged to see something like that, or people, or whatever. Any kind of horrible thing you see like that on the internet. And so these people get together to try to track this guy down, and the whole documentary is how they've tracked him, around the world, and he's crazy psycho, and it's a really interesting program as far as like real life crime drama.
And talking about the pictures that you just showed, where did you take these photos at? A local zoo or on location?
No, this is in Montana, a place called Montana Wildlife, or Wildlife of Montana?
I can't.
Wildlife of Montana, Inc. And he's got a lot of wolves and bears and this is Troy. Troy, I can't remember Troy's last name, unfortunately, off the top of my head.
But this was with the we all went with the expedition team.
Yeah, wolves, really great stuff. It's
wolves, bears.
Yeah, so you go and you pay a
cougar.
fee. We take them out, and that particular day we couldn't take them out because of the rain and the weather and the sleet and the snow and yada yada yada.
It was depressing outside.
Yeah, but we were able to set up inside and photograph, and it was wonderful.
Oh.
The animals are really well treated, by the way. They have really nice environments to live in. So, if there's any concern out there.
This way, while you were doing all the drawing, I was focusing on all the shooting.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm really proud with all the shots that I got there. But at the same time, with all the other cameras that all the other guys were shooting with,
yeah,
I felt so underdressed.
Yeah. Well, now that you know, too, right?
Oh yeah. Like I got a camera now, like right now, that can keep up with all that. But I do plan on getting an even better camera, hopefully by Montana.
Yeah. But we're going back to Montana in May.
So excited! Oh, Manny, Animals of Montana.
Animals of Montana. It's a wonderful, wonderful place. If you're ever out that way, go visit them. The fees for what you get are really reasonable.
The fees? How much are the fees?
I can't remember. It varies. Depends on the number of people you have and how long you need the animals and that sort of thing.
It is precisely $1 per person.
No, it's not. It's much more than that. Don't listen to Dustin. People are going to get all the way out there and go, what the hell?
Oh, what the hell? No, 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 no.
YouTube question. Aaron, I suck at watercolor and gouache. Help me. That's not a question. That's a statement. Do it. Well, I've got a watercolor course on my site, creatureartteacher.com. I teach you how to paint watercolor. Check it out.
What do you think of Greg Manches painting?
I love them.
And how to reach this level of professionalism?
I'm 50 years old. That's how I've done it. I'm 50 years old, and I've been doing it since I was professionally. I've been doing it since I was 18. I've been drawing for longer than that. Drawing and painting. But you got to realize it takes time. You know, we live in the age of instant. I always call it, this is my old man grumpy self coming through. We live in the age of, it's the American Idol generation. Everything's instant. Fame is instant. Contracts are instant. And in the world of art, it doesn't work that way. If you know, art is hard. It takes time. You got to practice at it every day. You know, it's not something where you can go to the internet and you can just type in, you know, whatever it is that you need to learn and then learn it in a few steps. So you have to practice and frustrated and practice and get frustrated and practice and get frustrated and learn. And you got to do it. You got to be in love with it, because it really is a lifetime of learning, of discovery, and it's a wonderful journey. I love it, but it takes time.
Dustin, what camera will you buy? Well, I currently have the Sony A6400 camera. That's what I've been using out in the field. But the next camera I'm saving up for is the Sony A9 Mark II, which is Sony's flagship. But Manny's got multiple representatives telling him that wildlife A9 Mark II is the way to go. And with all the reviews I've seen, the A9 Mark II is definitely the way to go. So that's what I'm shooting for. And
so I'm going in just real quick. Sorry, Dustin, to interrupt, but I'm pushing the color And so I want to go into some of these lighter glares. I'm going in with a cool because the background is blue, and the light I felt is kind of a cool light, and his body is so warm, so I'm going in with this cool color. In nature, a lot of times that fur is reflecting back the cool of the sky. If it's a blue sky, you'll get some cool reflections, along with hot colors from direct sunlight. So it's an interesting kind of mixture of color. In this case, I just like balancing that coolness against the warmth, just for the piece itself. I like playing, the two colors are complementary. It's basically an orange, a dark orange, and blue, and those are complementary colors. They're opposite colors. They vibrate, and so seeing them together like this is kind of cool.
Where does Dustin go for the wildlife photos? Somewhere in DeLand? My son is a beginner photographer class and wondered if it's a good place for a beginner to practice and learn. My main place to go to that I've been taking all the photos of is a place called Lake Woodruff National Wildlife Refuge, and it is here in DeLand. And there's no entry fee. It's free to enter, and it's nice wide open space, and there's quite a few gators there. There's all the otters we got, and during the winter we got blue heron, sandhill cranes, common egrets, songbirds, vultures, basically a lot of different assortments of birds, and you get a lot more of them during the winter. So I would say like now would definitely be a good time to go out there during the winter time.
Another great place to go is Black Point Road in Merritt Island.
Yeah, that's the place that you really want to take.
I want to take you there really bad. I used to do a lot of painting there and a lot of photography. And this time of year, we were right at the peak of, northern birds being here, getting away from the cold, migrating south. And real quick, though, I'm going to jump over. I'm going to vary back and forth between some of richer oranges against this blue. But it's right at the peak right now of some of these of the birds being here, especially the waterfowl. It's really, really beautiful. So now I'm just creating texture, fur texture. No, I'm not using a fur brush. I felt like I wanted to paint the texture in.
Dustin, you should open up a YouTube channel and talk about cameras and give reviews. How's that? You can thank me later, but for now you owe me $5 for this idea. I've had this idea for like the past year. I just haven't officially got it up and running yet.
I've heard it. I've sure.
Hey, Gabby!
Gabby!
Here's what I was saying, Dustin, you've been taking hella pics. I never knew Florida has so much wildlife. I knew I did, but seeing your pics is like, whoa.
Yeah,
Thank
a lot
you
of people.
very much.
Yeah, a lot of people think Florida is like alligators and swamp and snakes and biting insects, but it's so much more than that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we actually have we even have black bears. We have deer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have quite a lot of wildlife out here. A lot more than people realize. And a lot of the birds during the winter come down to Florida.
Which is why I was saying I want to get you out to Black Point Road.
Yep. Definitely need to go before the winter's up.
There we go. So now what I want to do is I'm going to get into the background a little bit.
Which brush set are your best drawing brushes?
Set number 1, I think.
Set number
All of
1.
my other brushes are kind of specialty brushes.
Have you considered teaching a class at Epcot's Festival of the Arts, or doing a demo of some kind there?
No.
No. Never.
Never.
I'll never join you. Your deer are a lot smaller than up north.
They are. They're much smaller. Florida deer.
Yeah, let's say the further north you go, the bigger the deer get.
Yeah, well, there's a lot more nutrition they get in their food up there.
So once you get to the
it's a little
furthest,
harder to eke out a living from a wildlife standpoint here in Florida.
then once you get to the furthest north, you got moose.
Moosey.
Moosey. How's it going, bear? And a smelly bear?
Giving him a little silhouette back there.
How are things in Florida with the whole coronavirus situation?
Oh, it's non-existent. That's not happening here.
Coronavirus?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't know anything about it. It's blown out of proportion.
Anyway, it says, oh, I for sure want to visit, but I don't know if I could live there. It's the Golden Coast for me.
It's what?
Yeah, Steph, she was saying that, Gabby was saying that she's more than happy to visit here, but she doesn't know if she can live here.
Yeah, that's how Californians hate Florida and Floridians hate California. That's how it's always been.
Yeah, so isn't it humid in Florida? Yes,
Yeah.
It can get humid real quick.
Yeah, but it feels good. I like it.
Yeah. Although sometimes during the summer it can get a little too muggy at times. There'll be times where it's nice, then there'll be times where it's thick. But then, but then times like after a storm during the winter, it actually gets pretty dry. It's not always humid, but. Are you interested in spaceflight? And did you watch some of the launches at Cape Canaveral?
I've watched quite a few launches at Cape Canaveral.
Yeah, same here. And in fact, I think wasn't Buena Vista like right near? It's a coast where I saw like at least 3 or 4 rockets take off and shuttles take off.
Oh yeah.
From the private school I used to go to, Buena Vista Academy.
Uh-huh. Oh. I didn't unmultiply this whole time.
What'd you do?
I don't want to multiply, I want it normal. Arg!
What'd you do?
Oh, I just messed up.
No! How small are your deer?
Very.
They're tiny, like you can fit them in your tiny little hand. No, but they're like...
Key deer are really tiny. The deer, they're white-tailed deer, subspecies, but they live in the Keys. And they only stand about 3 feet tall.
Really?
Yeah, 3 or 4 feet tall. Yeah.
That's so adorable.
They're really cute. So I just want to get a nice big dark shape right here.
Lindsay just private messaged me. It says, here's your coronavirus, but it's a meme picture of a fridge full of Coronas. You've been infected with the coronavirus. Now, coronavirus doesn't sound bad. The coronavirus doesn't sound good.
I got crud all over my screen.
Sorry if I missed the info about this, but how is the Snowbear?
Snowbear is coming along. It's coming along, coming along. Put some spots in there. I just got a few shots done this past week, and we are currently putting it aside so I can get the Procreate course done. And I've also got some illustration work to do, and once that's done, then we're moving on, baby.
Moving on, moving on.
Twitch question. Hey Aaron, I was wondering specifically what kind of things you go over in your figure and character design bundle. How far do you think someone can get with these? Well, I cover everything that I know as far as figure and character design. It's all the principles. I cover the entire human body in the figure course, and I talk about all my basically all of my techniques. If you go to the website, you can see what I cover. So look it up. It's right there, and it covers everything.
How often do you work from picture references, and do you take your own reference photos?
I always take my own reference photos, and I work from reference photos probably 65 to 70% of the time.
Although more recently, I've also been helping out with the reference stuff.
Yes, Dustin, you help as well.
But if you don't have any of the reference, you end up going Google.
Not really. I mean, I'll Google something just to get a sense of anatomy, but I never copy Google images.
Right.
If I'm going to use an image as as reference, it's my own.
Right.
There we go. Getting there. It's coming around. Here's our cat.
The deer in Florida are so small you can fit them in your flesh paddles.
Flesh paddles. That's right.
Do deer have flesh paddles or meat sticks? I would say meat
sticks.
sticks. How much do you swear when the cameras are off?
That's none of your damn business.
Some days we are saints, and some days
Easy, cowboy.
we are sailors.
I'm just cleaning up some of these edges on here.
Have you ever been to Gatorland? I went in 2011 and had a fun time.
I love Gatorland.
Yeah, I haven't been to Gatorland since I was little.
Yeah, I go. It's actually a great place to go and draw.
Yeah.
Go and draw. Nick Birch.
I know they have other animals besides gators, but is it like specifically reptiles or what other animals do they have?
Birds, reptiles. A lot of birds naturally nest there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I did not know that. Dush, can you talk in a southern accent for the rest of the live stream? I would love that. I know, I'll see what I can do there, partner.
I wouldn't.
Just watch, somebody's gonna be like, that's a terrible southern accent.
There we go.
Like, there we go, partner.
Getting some details in here. Excuse me.
Gabby says, Aaron, I'm surprised you don't have a pet bird. Do too much travel?
Yeah, especially like if you want a smarter bird, like a parrot. You know, they're so social. If I were to leave, they literally would go insane if they don't have anyone to hang with. It really requires a lot of work, and I don't want to do that to an animal. So I don't have a bird. Plus, they'll outlive me. And who's going to take care of them when I die? Dustin? I think not.
Yeah, they'll probably die within the first week.
If I were to get a young parrot right now, he would outlive me by about 40 years.
I live in the South, and I've heard people sound like that. Perfect!
There. The paws aren't quite finished. I gotta get some whiskers in there.
This leopard seems so shiny, almost as if it got out of bath. I wonder which soap it used. L'Oreal.
Oops, what is this?
Do you or have you scrapped a drawing, and if so, do you quote unquote keep the drawing, or does it end up in a trash can?
Ends up in the trash can.
And where might the trash can be? Not that I would dumpster dive for an Aaron Blaise original. No, not me. Have you ever scrapped a drawing?
Oh yeah.
I'm sure every artist has it at one point or another.
It's funny you talk about dumpster diving, because there was we did a fair amount of throwing out of our drawings, and we put them in the recycle bin at Disney, and a lot of people would come through that worked at the studio and would pull the drawings out and save them. And I remember my mother calling me a few years ago because she was doing something on eBay, and she found some of my beast drawings on eBay that I'd thrown away.
Huh.
And it was someone from the studio that had taken them and was selling them on eBay to make a few extra bucks.
Maybe says, dude, Aaron, are you excited for the movie The Gentleman? It's classic Guy Ritchie.
I love Guy Ritchie. Yes, I am.
Is that the movie like the Two Smoking Barrels and
yeah, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels?
Yeah, Snatch.
Yeah.
I would say Snatch is probably my favorite of all of them.
Oh yeah, that's a great film. So here I'm adding a little bit of, this isn't in the reference, just this reflected blue light off in the background. I like the way it's balancing out the warmth.
Whereas the Bancroft brothers dumpster dive for other artist drawings, I think.
Oh yeah. I know they did. I was there. I know they got quite a few Mark Henn drawings.
Janet O'Donnell says, I want to hear some British. I don't know if that's a good idea.
Oh, yeah. Is your British any good? I don't think you're British. I don't think you've nailed it yet.
It's not quite there. It's kind of back and forth between the northern accent and the southern accent.
Southern?
Southern. It's hard to get it down. That was more of a Scottish accent.
Yeah, you got a little Scot. Yeah, you got a little Scot in there.
You're about to go down. I listen here, you little robot. Yeah, that's very Scottish. Yeah, yes. Aaron, what's his expression? He looks mildly pissed.
Yes, exactly. It's attitude. He's giving attitude.
Quite a bit of attitude.
YouTube question. I study art. I struggle with explaining my process or talking about art, especially in writing. How do you learn to explain for art school interviews? You know, it just comes from years of... I did a lot of interviews at Disney. And it really comes from years of having to explain my process. And to the point where I can sit and I can draw and paint and talk about what I'm doing without really... It doesn't catch me up too much. I mean, I struggle with it a little bit here and there, especially if I'm problem solving. But other than that, it's not too bad. So this extra little bit of rim lighting that I'm doing really helps kind of make it sing a little bit. You can see it gives it a little extra zing.
From earlier, speaking of Bancroft Brothers, it would be great to have them on one of your live streams.
Yeah. It's just hard to pin us all down. Tom lives in Nashville, Franklin. Tony is out in LA. Guess we'd have to do it via Skype or Zoom meeting or whatever.
Have you drawn for any video games?
The only thing I did that was video game related was when Disney did the Sega games for Lion King and Aladdin. I did some of the animation in those. And that was fun. They're really popular too. I was surprised at how popular those were. Did you ever play those, Dustin?
I don't think I did. I remember the little handheld games.
I think it was before your time. You would have been about 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah. But yeah, the kind of games I remember playing back then before the Nintendo 64, or was around during that time, I think, was the handheld games where it's all like 8-bit,
yeah,
and it had like two animations.
Yeah.
And it was and one of them was Lion King, and like you had to time jumps and diving.
Yeah,
like
exactly. That. It's that kind of. Those are the games.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I don't think they were the console games. I don't think they were for the Sega. Or were they for the Sega?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yo, hi, my name is Tony, and from today I'll be learning with your videos. Thanks. P.S. Hello from the Ukraine. All right, man. Hello. Tony from the Ukraine, baby. I love it.
They actually just released HD versions of The Lion King and Aladdin for consoles, both SNES and Genesis versions.
I know. Nick sent me the information on that.
Yeah. Those video games were not for the faint of hearted.
I heard that they were hard.
Yeah, always would get stuck on a level that would make you go crazy due to some technical jump issue.
Yeah, this is coming along. Kind of happy with this. Set that to multiply. I'm just going to hit a few more darks in here. And then I think we'll be done.
Sweet.
Yeah, but it was worth it when you finally beat it. Oh yeah. I think the most difficult game to beat would be just any player-made map from Mario Builders, or is it Mario Builders or Mario Maker? There's a Mario game that that Nintendo made where you can build your own level.
Oh,
and
yeah?
you can make it as difficult as you want.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh no. Aaron, would you ever do the Witcher fan art?
No, I don't like doing fan art, actually. Go ahead. No.
I know his voice keys the out of you.
He totally does.
But come on, man, it's trending.
I set trends, baby. I don't follow them.
Fudge.
Yeah. I'll set my own trends.
You're okay. Toss a coin to your witcher, nobody have plenty. Chad and I sing that song all the time. And
Yeah, you're a nerd.
It bugs the hell out of Austin.
All right, there we go. There is our guy, our black leopard. Do I want to crop it? It feels kind of blah. I want some texture in here. Let me grab one of my brushes. I'm just going to throw some random texture in.
Yay!
That's not feeling right.
Yeah, those were the days when computers were so slow. You had a 50-50 chance the game would freeze. Yep. I remember getting my first laptop. That was a compact laptop, and the games that ran best on it were like Command and Conquer, Tiberian Sun, and StarCraft. But anytime I tried to play Mech Warrior Vengeance, which was a CG game, the frame rate would boggle down to like a frame a minute.
Jeez.
Because the laptop wasn't a gaming laptop. It didn't have any graphic cards in it. So
see, look at where we started. A big picture. I want to get that. I want to get his eye on the third.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
See that eye is on the third?
Yeah.
What does that look like? I cropped it too much. Do you think?
I would say try to bring down the bottom a little bit just to reveal more of that paw. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, let me see here. Yeah, let me see here. Let me crop it again. Maybe get at least his. We got a third going through his head. Maybe here. Like so. What do you think? We try that one.
Full frame it? Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
Frank on YouTube says those games were popular because they were a pretty giant leap in terms of character animation at the time. It's because we animated them. It was kind of interesting. It was a cool thing for us because I wasn't a gamer. I've never been a gamer, but in having to animate for them, we were only given a certain number of drawings that we could use in order to do the movements. So you had to really make sure those poses worked. Like they might say, okay, you get 5 drawings to do this punch. So you had to make sure every drawing counted.
Yeah, this is the console I remember playing on. Dad, this is the game I was talking about.
Oh yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different. All right, one more. I just want to do one more thing, and I know I always say that.
One more thing.
Yeah, get over it.
There we go.
Okay, here
Well,
we go.
I think we're done here. Wait a minute. Let me let me crop this in a little more and yeah.
I want to get a little brighter.
All right, looks like we're done. Oh, wait a minute. Let me add some more texture here. 12 hours later.
Hey, you're getting paid. Don't worry about it.
I'm just giving it crap. The people love it. They love it when we yell at each other.
There, it just needs a little more heat in some of these. Twitch question: do you ever read the Sunday Funnies? If so, what were your favorite comic strips? I loved Hagar the Horrible. I've always been a fan of the Peanuts, even though I never laughed. I like the Family Circle. That was Glenn Keane's dad. Oh, Mother Goose and Grimm. I always loved Mother Goose and Grimm. I think half the artists I just mentioned live in Sarasota.
Hey, Disney did a new 2D movie. Would you work on it if they asked you?
Yes. Without hesitation.
Oh, don't forget to save it.
Oh, I've been saving all along.
Have you?
Yeah, have you?
Have you?
Have you now?
Are you sure about that?
Have you really? Here's our cat. So this is how you paint a Black Panther on a dark background. You got to give him highlights. There we go. There we go.
Here we go.
And then you touch there, and you go over here, and we go in here, and we go.
Signature.
Done.
Save.
So there it is. Our black leopard on a black background. Yes. So I hope you guys had fun today. That was a long. What time is it? Was that a long one?
It's 3:22.
Oh, so it's like a 2.5 hour.
average.
Yeah, it's always 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
It's always like within 5 or 10 minutes.
I feel like that's your average digital art speed.
Yeah.
I mean, you even took like an extra 15 minutes to a half hour of talking about the meat paddles.
That's right. The meat paddles.
Talking about hands.
Forgot about our meat paddles right here.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys enjoyed it today. I had a lot of fun. Take some of this that you learned, I hope, and go out and do something with it. Put some beauty back into the world. And remember, we've got our painting course, live painting course, if you want to join Ronnie Williford and myself, March 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th in Sarasota, Florida. It's a watercolor plein air painting course over 4 days. We're going to go all over the city and paint. We're going to have a great time. Go to creatureartteacher.com/SRQ and you can get more information on that. And if you want it, jump on it because the tickets are selling pretty quickly. We're about half sold out right now. And then also head on over to our Patreon page if you're so inclined and show us a little love because we can use every little bit and it really helps us to create more courses for you guys. And that's over at patreon.com/AaronBlaiseArt.
No. It's Aaron Blaise Art.
Oh, it's not slash?
No, it's /Aaron Blaise Art.
Oh, you're a jerk. You're an idiot. And so this was fun. I really enjoyed this. Anytime I get to draw big cats, I'm happy. And so this was a cool one.
Yeah, I really like how this one turned out. It was actually the way I thought it would come out.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really did. What?
What are you saying? It came out the way I thought it would come out?
Yeah, it's the way I thought it would.
Okay, cool. I don't know what that means.
No, because of the way the eyes are
right.
in the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Bagheera.
Yeah.
I'll call him Bagheera.
Bagheera.
Yeah, so go out and have a great week. We'll be back again next Friday. Maybe we'll get to see Nick on this end, because Nick's coming over next Friday.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh.
We're going to be working on our Procreate, so look for that in the next few weeks. We're going to have our Procreate course out, working on iPad, and that's going to be a lot of fun. And I hope you guys are interested in that. And also, I'm just going to mention it. Nick and I, we just had our first meetings with our friend Dave Clayton, who is going to help us to lay out my upcoming book, my Art of book. So it'll be a collection, hopefully within the next year, because we've been getting that request quite a bit. Of when am I going to put a book out? Well, we're actively doing it now. We're getting it going, and hopefully, you guys can see that within the year. So I'm excited really about that a lot. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today. Go out, put some beauty back into the world. Put your shopping cart away. Go make some great art. Be kind to somebody. Make someone's life a little better each day. And Dustin, I will leave it to you, Mr. Photographer. Go.
Awesome.
Start talking.
Okay.
Go.
Go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Glad you guys enjoyed this stream. And if you're interested in any photography, you can check out my Instagram at Dustin_Blaise.
This is my show.
Huh?
This is my show.
Okay. Okay. I don't know what to say, so I'm just following with okay.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much for watching.
Definitely go check out his photography.
Yeah, at Dustin_Blaise, that's Blaise. And you can also follow me, or you can send a friend request on Facebook, and I will be more than happy to accept it at Dustin Donaitis Blaise, Donaitis. And I've been doing a lot of photography lately, and I try to upload daily, and I just have a lot of fun with it. So I hope you guys enjoy those, and we'll see you guys next Friday, possibly with Nick. And until then, Cowboy Bebop. See you guys.